Sort of feeling each other out, massaging the ball. At this stage, Nadal serving 15 love. Winner will be final 8 down under in Australia. To play Fernando Gonzalez.
Fernando Gonzalez has improved his game so much in the last year. He's got an American coach. Andy Murray has improved his game so much. He's got an. We're losing our coaches to all these talented Europeans. Larry Stefanki really taming the game of Fernando Gonzalez of Chile, who just took down James Blake today, didn't he? 3 straight sets against a number 5 seed.
But boy, he still whacks the ball.
Yeah,
just unbelievable.
It's contained. I should say it's contained. Amazing stuff.
Net heads.
Game, Nadal,
And Davydenko in the quarterfinals, and as we said, Fernando Gonzalez waiting for the winner of this for a spot in the semifinals. The winner will take on Gonzalez.
Can Gonzalez continue to play the way he has been, taking out Leighton Hewitt and taking out James Blake? It's really something to see. And that guy used to have no defense at all.
No,
in his game. None.
It's just amazing how well he's played. I mean, the first couple of sets against Leighton Hewitt were the best 2 sets of tennis I've seen in a couple of years. Made no mistakes and just hit everything at full speed ahead. We see whether Andy Murray can generate enough juice to worry Nadal. Murray is very solid defender, but I do feel, as you see who Murray has taken out here, including Juan Ignacio Chela, who beat him in the first round last year badly. He turned the tables on Chela easily.
Tremendous power from back there from Andy Murray. Nadal approached well. He approached deeply. And he thought he would get a much more timid reply than this backhand Murray comes up with here. And how many times have we seen Brad Gilbert do that kind of stuff when he played tennis? Not hit the ball too hard until you just didn't want any kind of speed at all, and then he gave you more than you wanted. And Brad said he'd be doing that.
Boy, that is very strong. Little softening of the wrist there. The thing is with Nadal is that he will stay out there until next Monday if he has to, because he is so strong and so quick. The challenge is you've got to take it to Nadal. You've just got to take it to him.
Well, that's why players like James Blake do well against Rafa Nadal. Fact is, you know, James Blake doesn't do well against Federer, and these two guys playing right now are the only men who beat Roger Federer last year. And they don't take it to him. They make Federer play a lot of balls. They use their speed. They use their variety. Murray beating Federer once. That was in Cincinnati last summer. And Nadal beating Federer 4 times, though we should say the last 2 times they played in 06, Federer beat Nadal. Yeah.
Wow. Flatten out that forehand side, and it's 1 apiece for a set.
That one's good. And Roddick is in the quarterfinals.
Marty Fish hasn't been able to close out to beat Ferrer 7-4.
That's something that we've talked about when we were 16, 17 years old, to be able to play in matches like this.
The quarterfinal of the Slam is pretty emotional. We've both been around long enough, and I think we're both professional enough to know that we're friends, but once we get on the court, we're both trying to accomplish the same goal.
You know, there's a lot at stake. To be this far in it and play each other, it's probably the biggest match we'll play.
Marty Fish, Andy Roddick in our tennis window later tonight. All starts at 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
Beat Robert Kendrick in the opening round, Nadal. He's the guy who very nearly beat Nadal at Wimbledon last summer before Nadal scrambled out of trouble. And he beat Kohlschreiber, dropping a set, in the Swiss Wawrinka in straight sets. And it was that match that he said that's the best he felt playing his tennis this year.
Interesting how Andy Murray will just slide along the baseline and he'll massage the ball for 2 or 3 hits and then suddenly unleash one. It's tough to get a good feel for what he's going to do if you're his opponent.
So Nadal says he's been working on in the off-season, beefing up his serve and his forehand.
Nadal holds 2-1. On serve, first set, best of 5. Winner, final 8 of the Australian.
Again, Murray trying to pose weird problems to Nadal. Trying to get him into the short court. You know, trying to take something off the ball. But Nadal is on it, isn't he? He's so alert. He just keeps sending messages like, I'm on to you. I know you got a lot of shots. I know that you have all kinds of game, but I'm on to it all. Andy Murray's got a really solid return game. He'll try to do everything he can with these second ones. Nadal hated missing this tournament last year, out with a bad ankle. He loves this court. I mean, he really feels like he can win this tournament. He loves this, the people. He loves this surface. It takes his speeds well. The ball sits up nice and high, much more so on this hard court than at the U.S. Open, and he gets tremendous traction, so he moves so well. Again, Murray hitting the short stuff, probing.
Lost to Leighton Hewitt here a couple of times in 04 and 05. And then didn't play last year.
Chris Fowler has sat courtside watching Andy Murray matches with Brad Gilbert. He says, you wouldn't believe the mouth on this kid. He's just, he talks, and he gets frustrated with himself. And he aims it to Brad, not at Brad, but in his direction.
Now to reach. Nadal holds 3 games to 2. Players will change ends. This is set 1. It's absorbing stuff, isn't it?
I've had the chance to play Federer, Roddick, Davydenko, Lubicic, Robredo. I've played all those guys, and Nadal's the only one that I haven't. I'm obviously looking forward to it. He's a very good player, someone that I respect a lot, and I feel like I have a game that can cause him some problems. I'm just looking forward to seeing how my game matches up against this. I think the first time I saw him was maybe when I was 13. I just remember watching him play. He had kind of like a bowl cut, and he was bouncing around like he used to pick his shorts, like he still does, and he's saying "vamos" after every point, and it's nice to see that he hasn't really changed that much.
So he has played a number of the top players, and you mentioned earlier, Murray took out Roger Federer in Cincinnati this last year. Andy Murray's looking forward to this this effort against Rafa Nadal, the number 2 seed here at the Australian. It's for a spot in the final 8.
Love is taking.
Took out Andy Roddick at Wimbledon. That was his second Wimbledon appearance. Got to the 4th round. He had also beaten Andy Roddick in San Jose and Leighton Hewitt in the final before that.
It was a more interesting matchup, though, at Wimbledon, Cliff, because as you remember, he had just hooked up with Brad Gilbert at Wimbledon. Here in the 3rd round, he's playing the guy that Brad had been coaching for over a year in Roddick, the 3rd seed.
Oh!
Yes.
Turned that totally around over his head. He didn't even look to see where Murray was.
And he was committed to playing this shot the way he did. He just worried about striking the ball that cleanly. A lot of times people just trying to get it back or throw up a lob. Not Nadal. Stayed offensive minded even though he was facing away from the net.
Oh, that Andy Murray drop shot, something that he likes a lot. And Brad Gilbert is not sure about it at all.
Well, he thinks he goes to it way too often, and all the players are onto it now, so obviously they'll all be looking for it. But he's just trying to, I like the way he's going about this. He's trying to get Nadal out of his comfort zone. He's throwing up all kinds of stuff, isn't he?
Got a game point here.
Second ace for the Scot, and serving at 79%. He's mixing it up beautifully.
Throws that two-hander into the forehand side, which to me is a good play because he likes that two-handed backhand and he can keep it low and flat. Federer lost only 5 times, all in finals. 4 times to Nadal, one of them on a hard court, that was Dubai. 3 times on clay, very close, those matches on clay, just by the way. And he also lost to Andy Murray in Cincinnati. That's it. He never lost another match.
He played 17 tournaments last year, Roger Federer. He got to the final of 16 of them. When he was considering not playing in Cincinnati, where he lost to Andy Murray in the second round, because he had just won a Masters title in Toronto the week before. And he was asked after he lost to Murray, and it was a very atypical looking match from Roger. In fact, he knocked a ball out of the stadium because he got so frustrated. He was broken 7 times, and he said, look, the schedule is quite tough. I knew that my expectations were not to win. They were to survive a few rounds.
He got it. Hits the net, clips the tape, and landed in, barely. 30 love.
I don't think Federer was really... I mean, usually he enters a tournament, he's looking to do more than survive a few rounds. But the U.S. Open was coming up in a couple of weeks. And, his Master Series events are hard to take when you're trying to save something.
Yeah, his record is absolutely sensational. I mean, to win back-to-back Master Series is a huge effort. They both, Nadal and Federer, pulled out after their incredible Rome final that they played for the next Master Series event, which was in Germany. No más. Game point. Out of reach, and Nadal holds. No breaks, 4-3. First set, best of 5, round of 16. Men's singles here, Lever Arena.
It's his girlfriend right in the middle.
Next to his mom. Flew to New York and won the U.S. Open Junior title. And he said he remembered standing on the top step of the main court on the night of the women's final, Flushing Meadow. It must have been 18,000 people there, he said, and I thought, I want to play in front of crowds like these. Game point.
Met that serve so nice and early, Murray. Took it right back to Nadal and surprised him. Just started his way into the net. Good instincts for the moment. Nice awareness. Nice high numbers for both these guys serving. Both in the 70s. I just feel they've both been so well coached about how to approach this match, right, Cliff?
Yeah.
You feel it. You can see them thinking out there.
It is a vulnerability of Nadal that if you can hit it hard and flat into the forehand side particularly, you can open the court up a little bit. Eventually, you stay out there long enough with him, you'll get a short ball. And Murray has taken advantage of that a couple of times so far. More than a couple, actually. Deuce.
Advantage.
See, there, he's looking over at Brad, and he's barking about something, and just letting Brad know, you know, how frustrated he is. How he knows exactly what went wrong. And Brad gets an earful. People sitting nearby have asked Murray about it. He said, "Look, I'm not yelling at him. Killing to him."
Gee, that's a really good approach shot. Doesn't get much better than that, but Nadal comes up with a tremendous cross-court pass. Wins the point, no breaks. Murray to serve, 4-5. Melbourne hosts this Australian Open Championship, and the sports-mad country is mesmerized by this event. More great tennis coming your way with Serena Williams, Shahar Pierre, the number 16 seed. Serena Williams, believe it or not, unseeded because of how little tennis she played. Marty Fish, Andy Roddick. That whole thing starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time live.
Cracked that one right down the middle for a third ace.
That is long.
15 all.
He knows. He just mimicked that last backhand of his. That was a shot that cost him. That backhand didn't do enough and got him in too much trouble beyond the baseline.
That is a huge serve. Right-hander going into the wide lefty backhand. That deuce court. That's really a tough serve to try to negotiate for the left hand if you get it that wide.
He's a tall, lanky guy, Cliff, but Brad is right. He can use his legs even more, get even more extension. More of a kinetic chain going. That part of his game will be the most improved part in the coming months. He's already got very good foot speed, Andy Murray. A tremendous court sense.
When you're talking about the legs, you're talking about the serve, right?
On his,
No,
and the
it all
fitness has
starts
been
there.
a very big issue. Brad trying to get this kid bulked up more. Because we've seen him, you know, he's only 19. We've seen him fade in matches.
Watch out. Same try, and that time he nets it. You know, Mary says only 19. Nadal's only a year older. And the guy looks so physically imposing, and is.
But guess what? Rafa Nadal, yeah, he's young, you're right, but he has never yet lost a tour match to someone younger than himself. And there's a lot of young players, as we know, who could pose real problems. That's a statistic he does not want changed after this evening.
5-all first set. Oh, gee, that was a great return. He hit it flat on the forehand side, but Rafa is so strong. Djokovic, 19 years old. Murray's 19. Gasquet and Nadal both 20. And Berdych, who lost earlier today, is 21.
Threw the F-bomb down on that one, and then he yelled, "Wait for it, wait." He feels that this was the wrong time to get something going. He didn't do enough with that volley, and he knew it.
Well, that was the approach that was too easy a pass also for Nadal. Nadal holds again. Oh boy, neither one is cracked yet. Andy Murray will serve at 5-6 on Labour when we come back. We're in Rod Laver Arena. This is Melbourne Park, everybody. You're watching the Australian Open, brought to you by Franklin Templeton Investments. Rafael Nadal leading Andy Murray by 6-5 in the first set. Andy Murray from Britain calls himself a Scot because Scotland is where he was born, and to the country that he owes his allegiance to. The pressure on him at Wimbledon is just unbelievable. 2 years ago, he got to the third round, losing to David Nalbandian in 5 sets. And then last year, with the pressure building on him, he took out Massou in the first round, the Chilean, and then Beneteau of France, and Andy Roddick, before he lost to Marcus Baghdatis. That's a better approach, a deeper approach. 15-all. Uncle Tony coaches Rafa Nadal. It's a family affair. But after that Wimbledon loss from Andy Roddick, 2 things happened. He changed coaches, and Andy Murray, the British, actually signed up Brad Gilbert to be with him. And both moves have turned out to be just fine. Jimmy Connors now firmly in Andy Roddick's corner. Roddick's in the quarterfinals here. He will take on Marty Fish next. Oh boy, that's a huge serve into the body, blocked back by Nadal. And I think Andy was so surprised to see it come back so efficiently that he rushed that attempted approach shot, netted it, and now a set point for Nadal.
Looks like he just said to Chris Fowler, hey, it was a good serve. The return is so tough.
That's a really, really good serve. Again, that flat serve into the left-hander's forehand side opened up the court for him. He knew Nadal was going to try to close that gap, but he had that easier forehand that he went for it anyway. Another one into the forehand. It's just hard for the lefty returner to get that big flat serve deep. Game point. Couple of rushed shots from Andy Murray in this game. He's been mixing up the serve direction pretty well, I think. Let's see what shots. Yeah, he has. You see the first serves, the yellow balls. Interesting. Ooh, thought Rafa might get to that one, but not in enough time to do anything with it, obviously, and we're going to see a tiebreak in the first set.
Ladies and gentlemen, both players will receive one additional challenge.
That was such a smart first rally from Murray. He changed up the balls. Every time he struck the ball, it was a different pace, a different length, a different speed. And Nadal just overplayed that last one. I mean, that's what's so good about a guy who's got this many change-ups as Murray does.
Hard to find a rhythm.
And then he does that. You know, a fastball is a lot faster if you've been looking at a curve, and a curveball is a lot curvier if you've been looking at fastballs. This guy gives you a lot of both in the same rally, in the same game. He's had a couple of forehands in the net, hasn't he? He got himself out of trouble. He was down a set point in that last game and recovered from it, but
tends to try to go for a lot after the returner serve, and instead of just biding his time. Easy to say, of course, but the mistakes that he has made have been off the return. Good wide serve. The right-hander has got that wide opportunity when he served to the left-hander on the deuce court, but on the ad court, the lefty has got the advantage serving wide to the right-hander's backhand.
You see Brad just telling him to breathe there. Just telling him, just calm down, take a deep breath. Play the next point.
3-2 Nadal.
Doesn't want him to get grumpy at this stage. He doesn't want 1 point to cost any more than just 1 point.
That's just very strong. Again, he's hit that well. Directing his coach told Luke before he went in there that he was going to throw some of those big serves into the forehand side. You've seen this now numerous times. Worked well. Did you see how he was making his move to try to cover the backhand side again? Been a really good start to this match. He's going to challenge.
Murray challenging the call on the left center service line. The ball was called fault.
He got it. He got it. That's an ace. From a fault to an ace. Huge in this first set tiebreak.
4-3 Murray.
Pressuring him on the return. Mini break to Murray. He missed it. That lob from Murray wasn't hit great, but it was over the backhand side of Rafa Nadal, and that's a tough shot to put away. A tough shot, and Nadal nudged it wide. Set points.
by the point. Andy Murray is challenging the call on the right baseline. Ball was called good.
Ball good and it's out. Set goes on the overruled by the player challenge system. He got 2 of them in the tiebreak, and Andy Murray has won the first set. Oh boy. Take a deep breath. Sit back and relax and enjoy. Set 2 coming up. Nadal coming back onto this court as they both took a short break after the first set, won by Andy Murray in a tie break. Luke Jensen has been close to the action. Luke?
Yeah, one thing you guys have been talking about is the change of speeds, the fastball, the changeup, the curveball, the slider. I think the biggest thing that you're absolutely right, and what's been so surprising to me is how well Andy Murray is handling the big topspin from Nadal. I thought Nadal would really push him around the baseline and really affect that drive that Andy likes to do on the forehand and backhand. But it's been Murray dictating pace, changing things up. And I think for Nadal to really improve in the second set, he's got to move his feet, small adjustment steps, and take his time.
Oh, Luke, you asked Brad Gilbert about that, about how he was going to handle all that height and jump off of Nadal's shots. He's doing a nice job, isn't he?
He's doing a great job. You know what? Everyone talks about Machir being he's a look like the Machir, a play alike. Reminds me so much of Brad Gilbert. I played Brad Gilbert, and he threw so much junk. He talked to himself in between points.
Oh no, we got another Brad Gilbert on our hands?
Afraid so.
Oh.
Well, it's a Brad Gilbert with a Scottish accent, and well, it might be turning on because Brad talks so much in the first place that Andy says the guy, he talks a lot, and he said he's really smart and he's a lovely coach, but sometimes it just turn off. Which we've all done.
I just remember, Cliff, we used to call. Remember that one summer it seemed like Gilbert was playing Boris Becker every weekend?
And beating him.
And beating him. He created issues for Becker that drove Becker absolutely nuts. Just as Andy Murray is doing to Nadal. Making so many, just so many change-ups, as Luke was saying, having to move, having to adjust. Becker hated doing that. He hated having to make all those negotiations before he could use his own strength.
That's really tough start. The second set for Andy Murray. Having won the first set in a tiebreak, Nadal has not faced a break point on his serve yet. Andy Murray has. But you've got to believe that the more mature this match gets, not exactly panic, I'm sure, because he's very solid competitor and has a great mind, but he's got to start thinking, man, I got to make a move on Andy Murray's serve. Look at that. You look at where Andy Murray is hitting those ground strokes in that last point. The ball is not getting up to shoulder height. I mean, that's right in his strike zone. Look at that one again. That's waist high. Perfect.
It's Murray's backhand that is so tough, but he's doing better off the forehand because that's where Nadal's trying to direct traffic. And he's up to it. Nadal's only had 4 forehand winners. Andy doing a good job of directing his shots to Nadal's backhand side as well, and Nadal has 6 backhand winners from there. So again, it just speaks to the tactics both men employing tonight and how well coached these guys are. They know to defend against those moves.
Look at that. Look at that. He just stood there, waited for that ball, come right into the strike zone, second serve. And this two-hander, as solid as a rock. As quick as Rafa is, he didn't even move for that. Scary thing is on the return, that two-hander can just as effectively go back cross court. First chance to break.
Rafa hasn't played that many matches this year, and he's only felt good about the one he played last round. He didn't win the tournament in Doha that he'd won last year, and then he was out early last week in the tune-up tournament. In fact, he retired. Where he says he's 100% fit now. That was against Gooch, they call him, the Aussie. This is a big chance for Andy Murray, and he doesn't want to blow it. He's still got a breakpoint chance. Did have love 40.
Well, a little not quite aggressive enough on that approach shot, because he had the backhand return just where he wanted it. Then he gets this, but that approach shot is not going to do it against Rafa Nadal's passing shot. Three breakpoints saved. That's too tough. See whether, if Nadal wins this next point and wins the game, 5 straight points, whether Andy can recover, because he's got to be upset about all the chances he's had. He was out. Straight points for Rafa Nadal, and he holds serve. Andy Murray going for a huge return at love 40. Huge. A freebie, I guess, in his own mind, he thought.
Then Nadal played well, and then Andy threw up that dinky little shot that Brad Gilbert thinks he uses entirely too much.
Missed it. Watch this game carefully, because having just lost that opportunity, see whether Murray can keep his mentality together. I didn't catch that.
Oh boy.
Break points. No breaks of serve yet in the match. Another change-up. Rafa wasn't expecting this. He throws this one in the backhand side. He's able to close up, return too high, easy put away volley. Still break point. Oh! Oh, man. He's upset about something. I'm not sure what. Oh, that's not a bad play there, because the one thing that Andy Murray can get away with, if he hits that short ball or the drop shot, if he hits it well enough, gets Rafa into the net, and then he can go for, you know, Rafa's not that comfortable up there. If he's there on his own terms, that's one thing. And then the big serve into the forehand side again. Ooh, they both escaped the trap here early stages.
That one's good. And Roddick is in the quarterfinals.
Marty Fish has been able to close out to beat Ferrer 7-4.
That's something that we've talked about when we were 16, 17 years old, to be able to play in matches like this.
The quarterfinal of the Slam's pretty emotional. We've both been around long enough, and I think we're both professional enough to know that we're friends, but once we get on the court, we're both trying to accomplish the same goal.
You know, there's a lot at stake. To be this far in it and play each other, it's probably the biggest match we'll play.
Andy Roddick has been in the winner's circle before in a Grand Slam. He's won the U.S. Open. Marty Fish never been this far in a Grand Slam tournament. This is quarterfinals, and our coverage all starts at 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight. Hope you'll join us for that. Federer will take on Robredo. That's prime time in Australia, and it'll be our 3:30 a.m. match for you, Marty Fish and Andy Roddick, for a spot in the semi-final. Murray leading 2-1 second set, upper set.
Then that return of service was just so big, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just came back in such a hurry.
Like that one again.
15.
The Raging Bull. Oh man, he's terrific to watch.
30.
There is never a letdown in Rafa Nadal's concentration. Gee, that's a nice pickup from Andy Murray. Not only did he able to pick it up, but he got a real good angle on that thing. And then was trying to close the gap for an obvious pass there from Nadal. Look at this again.
John McEnroe, really. You know, just he barely, you know, it's not like...
Great reflex.
Just dips his racket down, has such soft hands. Such a lovely way with that shot.
Game point. He gets the short ball, Mary, and he's really punishing it, Murray. And he's getting a lot of short balls from Rafa Nadal. Many of us were saying that that big spin was going to just create havoc for so many players, but it has not
Murray doesn't let it
intimidated
spin
Murray
out.
at all.
No, he doesn't let it spin out. He's got such good timing. He could take it early. Just redirect so quickly. That's beautiful.
From that position, he can go either side, and he's in the driver's seat. From here.
Look at all that footwork, though. It's just tremendous work to get himself set up. Let him take a real crack at a ball like that.
Great point. Rafa Nadal is feeling the pressure of the ground game of Andy Murray and the different styles and strategic maneuvers that Murray is making.
Hear those little kids cheering on Murray. It's 11:20 at night. Those kids are wide awake.
(3-1), second set.
Now he's getting frustrated, Nadal. Now, he's always intense, as you say, Cliff, but he's frustrated now, too.
Yes, he is. That's good.
Yes.
You got it. That's the point of this match. The point of the tournament, maybe. That was unbelievable. What's this?
So many angles, just so many clever reactions from both guys. And that was one complicated rally. Finally, the drive from Roddick off the backhand side wins it for him.
See, even if he's looking for that big flat serve into the forehand side, it's not that easy for him to do anything with it. Because he was waiting for that one. How many, man? That's his second only.
His service percentage is down a little bit now to 62. We saw him get out of that one very tricky game at the start of this set. Nadal has had his chances, that love 40 game especially.
That's wide. Andy Murray holds. He's got 4-1 in the second set. Who'd have thunk this number 2 seed is struggling. Melbourne at nighttime and the impressive skyline of the second largest city in Australia, which hosts the Australian Open, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments. Andy Murray wins the first set in the tiebreak, and now watch this one.
And that one, that's a shot I love. And that one was the cleverest of them all. Well, there's nothing wrong with this.
Now, how about that one when he comes to the net and Nadal is fully expecting him to go down the line? It's the obvious play, and he goes cross-court, Murray. Oh, man. Okay, let's see what Nadal comes up with now. 1-4.
Well, what would you do if you were Nadal? I mean, he's so cagey, Murray.
Honestly, Murray, this match is not at this stage in Nadal's hands. I mean, if Andy Murray keeps playing this way, Nadal is going to be on his heels, and I'm not sure that he can find a solution. What would I do? I'd try and get the ball deeper. I'd try and flatten it out some. Because the big spin isn't working.
Remember when we used to call those Brad Gilbert matches, but Brad would make the effort to start talking to himself over by our court microphones. He was doing commentary back then when he was playing. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Missed it.
And there was always that moment, again, I go back to all those crazy Becker matches we did where we would wait. We'd say, you know, okay, at some point Becker's going to start speaking German, and then you know it's over. And sure enough, he'd start screaming, barking in German, and you knew that Gilbert had worn him down.
What Nadal has got to do is keep playing his game, because Andy Murray's performance so far has been so strong. And does he have the experience not to have a letdown?
Another changeup, just taking away the rhythm of the Spaniard. He's speaking Spanish.
And Rafa hasn't handled this thing well. This shot here, he's lost a lot of these points.
Well, we heard Brad say he was going to drag him into the short court, and it's worked very well.
That is long. Nadal's looking to his guys.
Challenging the call on the right baseline. Ball was called out.
I think the box over there told him to challenge this one. Let's see if they're right. Yes, on the line. Called fault, then immediately corrected. Andy Murray didn't have a play on the ball. He obviously saw it good. So game to Nadal. Luke.
Yeah, I've never seen Nadal talk to himself this much. I mean, he is really confused right now. Remember, Murray plays a very complex, complicated game. I mean, outside of Santoro, who else plays this way, changing up so many spins and paces? To me, I think Nadal has to go short angle, short angle. Whenever he gets that softball from Murray, don't hit back deep to him. I think you try to pull him off the court with those short dippers, small angles.
The British Beach we've got on our hands. Just what we needed. Driving opponents crazy. Making them hit exactly what they don't feel like hitting.
That's really, really strong stuff. He snuck in there, and then a drop volley that Nadal was totally perplexed by. Watch. It's Andy Murray that's calling the shots in this match. It's Nadal that's responding. Whoa!
Struck that one out of anger. I mean, finally he got to be on top of the ball and give it a hard ride. It feels like he hasn't been able to really swipe at the ball the way he wants to. Lean on him and give him rides. He can't muscle the balls he normally does because he's not getting that kind of a look. Getting dragged out wide. He's getting dragged in short. It's just one big drag.
Don't minimize, though. Also, Mary, you're dead right about the strategic genius, but don't minimize how hard Andy can hit the ball when he wants to.
Yeah.
Break point for Nadal. See, like that? That's the one. That's a real dangerous shot. Get it too short on the return like Nadal did.
He's already beaten 2 Spaniards, Andy Murray, in this tournament. He's got a good record against Spain. Place where he trained for a couple of years on clay to get better, tougher.
Another break point. There's a chance for Nadal. Oh! Andy Murray backed up way behind the baseline and then tried to correct himself, put knockout punch on the backhand side. That did not work, and he is broken. We're on serve. On a tram and go just about anywhere in Melbourne is not a bad idea because like most major cities in the world, it can be a little challenging traffic-wise sometimes. You can also take one of these to Rod Laver Arena and Melbourne Park, where Andy Murray leads 1 set and 4-3. He's just been broken for the first time. So many decisions to be made for Andy Murray, sort of just swinging so easily at that ball and then trying to unleash.
He takes his time after. He goes to the towel after almost every point, trying to decide. You can see him rethinking his moves and gathering himself up for the next rally.
It's out of reach, 30 love.
Can't get it there. The buck that is over there. Semi-dead.
So the ball kid, it seems as though maybe the ball kid took something off of the court that might have set off something. Oh no. Ah, there we go. That's what's bugging Andy.
40 long.
Andy Murray, like Andy Roddick, has an older brother who played tennis very well. As a matter of fact, he had to win over Guillermo Fils of France. Andy said, I hated losing. He'd make jokes and wind me up, but it was good for me because I learned how to win, how to deal with defeat.
That's just extraordinary.
That high backhand is a very tough shot to hit. But watch this. This one coming up. Drop shot was the last thing that I expected from that one. Still game point. Good close by Rafa Nadal there when he saw Murray was in trouble. Nadal has evened the set.
4 games on.
From Rod Laver Arena, you're watching round of 16 action. One place left in the quarterfinals, and winner of this match will fill it. Cliff Drysdale here. Mario Carrillo alongside Luke Jensen at courtside. First set, tiebreak. Andy Murray. Second set, even. Murray had the break, led 4-1, now 4 apiece.
Winner plays Fernando Gonzalez, who straight-setted James Blake earlier today and said after the match that he hoped this thing would go 5 long sets. It's coming up 20 minutes to midnight right now.
Last 15.
Andy Murray, who'd been serving so well, that first set is now below 60 and has been broken in this set.
Wheels have come off Andy Murray's game.
Yep. He's taking his time. This is what happens when his serve gets into the 40s. All of a sudden, he can't create as much.
It's too tough.
He's got some great fade volleys, hasn't he?
Yeah, he sure does.
I mean, that one was on the stretch. We saw the one he took over his head for the fade. We see the one he takes off his shoe tops the same way.
And this was off a passing shot that was hit very hard.
And that's just it's a beautiful recognition of his racket phase, his position on the court, and the location of his opponent. It's beautiful.
15-14.
Is he going to his right, to his left side?
We'll have to have Luke keep an eye on that because he's done it this game a couple of times. You know, he's had cramping problems in the past. One of the very first things Brad Gilbert told him he expected Andy Murray to do is beef up, spend more time in the gym.
Double fault. Murray is holding his side. Look at that again. So maybe he has a health issue. Anyway, this match has turned around. It's Rafa Nadal now who will be serving for the set when we come back. Back here on Laver Arena, Andy Murray, it seems like just a few minutes ago, was up by 4-1 with the breaker serve, obviously. But he has lost 4 straight games. He's down 5-4 now. And Rafa Nadal is serving to level the match at a set apiece. Now he can't find the court. 30 love, 2 points from the set for Nadal. Set points.
14.
Definitely looks like there's an injury issue here that Murray's dealing with.
It must be serious because it looks like he's upset, like he could be crying. Let's see if he calls for a trainer.
6 games to 4. 1 set off.
So it's a set apiece. He's not called for the trainer apparently. bemused after the big start that he had, 4-1 there in that second set, and then Andy Murray did not win another game. So early stages of the third set are obviously going to be huge for the rest of this match. Luke?
Well, I think the biggest thing, Cliff, you hit it right on the head. Nadal's just got to stick to his game plan. Keep hitting hard and deep. Go for some depth. You nailed it right on the head, because all of a sudden...
What about Andy? Luke, I mean, I think I was wrong. I don't think he was emotionally upset. He spent that last changeover there drinking and eating. So he's been trying to recover from something.
He's been doing that every single changeover, but as far as he hasn't asked for a trainer, he didn't look up at Gilbert at all, just kind of in the zone.
Huh. Sure isn't behaving as though there's nothing wrong with him. And he's gone completely away. All that mastery, all that control he had over this match is gone right now. It's hard to imagine. It's just mental. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's a very cagey counterpuncher, Andy Murray. Stingy on the errors. That second set went by in a hurry all of a sudden.
Start easy.
That's what Brad Gilbert calls donations.
It's been a donation here for the last 5 games. He can get that ball short into Nadal's backhand side to work for him virtually every time. Game point, Murray. The big ace into the forehand side. Murray holds, so at 1 game in the third set. Murray has wins over Roger Federer. He's beaten Davydenko. He's the number 3 seed still in here. He's beaten Lubicic. He's beaten Andy Roddick, Leighton Hewitt. These two have never played against each other before. But it's not like the big names impress Andy Murray. Andy Murray said when he knew he was going to play against Nadal that, these are his words, I have a game plan that can cause him some problems. It's easy to have a game plan against him. Carrying that out in a positive way is another thing.
He also said there was something interesting he said, Cliff. He said, you know, it'll be interesting to see how I do here and for the future against Nadal. And he knows that whatever happens tonight, he's going to take a lot away from this first encounter. With the man who encouraged him to leave Scotland and train in Spain. He might want to rethink that after this match. Why didn't I tell this guy, oh, Scotland's a tennis mecca. Lucky you.
$15 all.
Turkey.
Yeah. I'm just amazed by how many shots Murray takes from what seems to be like a ball behind him. It's already like squirted by him, and still he makes the play. Nadal just kept coming forward. Look at that. It was, and he hit it in a he still can find a difficult shot for his opponent.
Nadal, ball change, please. One game on, new box.
Flat ball hitters like him, of course, it's dangerous because if you lose it and you lose your timing, it can go off. I'm not sure that's an explanation for why Andy Murray seems just a concentration lack if it's not an issue with his ribs. One apiece.
Match is almost 2 hours old, and we're just coming up on midnight.
Yeah, Nadal has got a whole different attitude as well right now. He was let off the hook in that second set. And I think he smells blood. He's going to steer that one to the open court, and Murray again feeling that rib area. If it is a rib area that is injured in any way, it's going to affect the serve more than anything.
But now Nadal is getting him way beyond the baseline. He wasn't able to do that at all for almost 2 sets. Now he's got Murray being the reactive one in the match.
Oof.
15 and 14.
Real bad feeling about this from Andy Murray's standpoint. James Blake and Fernando Gonzalez earlier today took the court against each other. We're going to show you highlights of that match when we come back. Fernando Gonzalez, James Blake, the number 5 seed. Gonzalez number 10 here at the Australian earlier today. And Mary, Gonzalez is just surprised, I think, the field with the way that he's been playing.
No, he's just been remarkable. So many winners, and you know, he always pretty much swung for the fences, but he's just shown so much. He's so much more fit than he used to be. He defends so well, and Blake really, he seemed out of sorts for this match. Really unusual body language from James, negative like we saw from him at Wimbledon last year. And that was just...
So it was a 3-set win.
It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Gonzalez plays the winner of the match that you're watching here on Laver Arena. So here's Blake talking about his match when it was all over.
He played better today. Served better, returned better. Yeah. I'm sure there's a million reasons, a million excuses I could come up with. That's never been my style, though. He played better than me today. He won. He's going through to the quarterfinals. I'm not.
This is Andy Murray trailing now 2-1. The breaker serve down. 1 set apiece. And unless Andy Murray turns the attitude around, this is going only one way.
Really nice. Very, very nice. And Nadal's at the net, but he hasn't come in on his own terms.
Exactly.
And we've seen this play quite a few times already from Andy Murray. And only once was Nadal able to hit a shot from behind and come up with the winning point. That's enough to encourage Murray to keep doing that, getting him into net and putting him on the defensive from there.
From a set and 4-1, Murray has only won 1 game.
And if it's not physical, if it's just attitudinal, well, he's going to be spoken to after this match. He was breathing right down a 2-sets-to-love lead.
He sure was.
And then you got this guy Nadal who says, you want to play best of 47?
Yeah, exactly. Let's play till Sunday. And when you ask me at a certain time what Rafa Nadal can do to win this match, you got to know that Rafa Nadal was in trouble at that stage. $30-all. Got it. Mishit, but landed in.
And Murray challenging the call in the right place.
Oh, I think this is a mistake. Gilbert is over there near that line. So Brad should have told him.
Brad should have coached him illegally?
Yeah, I should have said to him, forget it.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Drop volley, clean winner, and Nadal stays in front. 3-1. Down love 30 in that game.
Nadal leads 3 games.
Just like you, I'm wondering whether the issue is mental or physical with Andy Murray.
Well, he hasn't called for a trainer though, so it looked for a while like it was between the ribs. Now it looks like it's between the ears, which could be an even bigger problem.
It looks like a half an effort from him, and against you know, certain players that might work, but against Rafa Nadal, number 2 in the world, who is going to stay out there and bat balls back for as long as it takes.
Let 6.
I'll tell you, Rafa Nadal, he must hate this play.
Yes.
It's such a good little pattern for Andy Murray. Nadal seems to be on the wrong end of it too much. I think it's interesting, Cliff, that Coach Gilbert really feels Andy's got the game to win Wimbledon. He likes playing there. He's like Tim Henman, who likes playing it well. Yeah, the pressure's on, but
30-50.
that was their biggest stage. That's where they wanted to be playing.
Absolutely. It's everybody's biggest stage.
Yeah, but you know, some people, Amelie Mauresmo doesn't like playing on her nation's biggest stage. Mauresmo, the defending champion, losing in a big surprise.
Oh.
To Lucy Sakharova the other day.
40-15.
He's lost form on that serve too. He's not extending. He's sort of collapsing on this thing.
It's really hard to explain, Mary. I mean, a set in 4-1, and then to go walkabout. If it's not physical, as you said, that is a serious issue for Andy. And yeah, he's got such a rounded game that I think he could become a really good grass court player, especially the way the grass courts play these days. 3-2 Nadal.
That one's good. And Roddick is in the quarterfinals.
Marty Marty Fish has been able to close out David Ferrer 7-4.
That's something that we've talked about when we were 16, 17 years old, to be able to play in matches like this.
The quarterfinal of the Slam is pretty emotional. We've both been around long enough, and I think we're both professional enough to know that we're friends, but once we get on the court, we're both trying to accomplish the same goal.
You know, there's a lot at stake to be this far in it and play each other. It's probably the biggest match we'll play.
Marty Fish, Andy Roddick. Coverage will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It will start with Serena Williams taking Shahar Peer of Israel, and then that Marty Fish match with Andy Roddick. 9 p.m. tonight.
Now 15.
Five games, he's made 7 unforced errors so far.
Love 30.
Even looks like Nadal is trying to test how fit Andy is. Like he's dragging him around, going wide on him, you know, trying to stretch him out. He must wonder what's going on too.
And he's just a couple of points away from leveling in the third set, but Beer set a piece and 3-all. But I don't know, you just have a feeling that sort of out of his reach. He's got the game for Nadal, that's for sure. Said 2 days ago, everybody knows how he plays, talking about Nadal. I'm just looking forward to seeing how my game matches up against his. He obviously hits a very heavy ball and probably bounces higher than most of the guys, and maybe comes through the court quick, and he's a lefty as well, which makes it tricky. But I wouldn't say, he said, it would be unbelievably different to a lot of other guys, like Gonzalez or Tursunov, that he's played. Break points. Nadal break back. Nadal to the sidelines to change rackets, looks like. Yeah, he's got a new stick. Good hands, doesn't he?
It's beautiful. Good hands, good concept. and expecting that the ball is going to dip down hard on him. That's why closing in so well, so tight. Nadal not nearly as good at the net. He's got difficult grips too, Nadal. Still carves under the ball too much.
Why would he do that?
Luke?
Why would he do that? I don't understand. I mean, he's out of position.
You mean goes for so much?
Well, on that shot, the previous shot was fantastic cross court of the low part of the net, and then he was out of position and just totally out of control.
That's what I think he said to himself is don't rush. He says that to himself quite a bit. And he's got the point plotted in his head. He knows what he wants to construct against Nadal. And then he gets angry at himself when he misses. There's a disconnect. Something too anxious, something too big.
That is tough. Look at this.
Look at this. This is crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but why don't you stay tuned, come back with us, and we'll find out together. Murray's in front now. Would you believe that?
ESPN's presentation of the Australian Open, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
It is a fabulous clear night as this camera is atop one of the hotels in downtown Melbourne, looking down on this complex of 16,000 seats, Rod Laver Arena, and lights on the outdoor courts, as you can see as well. Inside, we have had a fascinating match between Andy Murray of Great Britain and Rafael Nadal of Spain. 5-4, Murray leading in the third set. He had a set in 4-1 in the second set, and then lost a bunch of games together. Early break in the third set, down, came back, now he's in front, but on serve.
If you're going to take so much pace off the ball as Murray did there, you better keep it deep.
Deep, right. Great return from Murray off that two-handed backhand.
Wasn't it?
Huge return. Two in a row, both off the backhand. And Andy Murray suddenly just a couple of points away, potentially from the third set. Like he's gone back to the game plan and he's got his
right back.
His mind together.
Yeah.
Set points.
15-14. Thank you. Please.
This was so deep. That shot from Nadal was just right on the feet of Murray. He stood up on it a little bit, but he still got a set point.
He did it. Andy Murray has won the third set. Seemed like against all the odds when Rafa Nadal got the early break after a meltdown by Andy Roddick at the end of the second set. He had a 4-1 lead. Didn't win another game in that set, but boy, he has come firing back. And we'll see set number 4 with Andy Roddick leading by 2-1 now. It's a tough one to call. You never know what's going to happen. Marty Fish will take on Andy Roddick, who's the number 6 seed in the quarterfinals. That's for a spot in the semifinals. Our coverage of tennis will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's take you to a Lexus Tennis Tip featuring Marty Fish.
I'm Marty Fish, and your tip of the day is the serve. There's usually 3 major keys to my serve. I use the posture to stand up straight, get the ball up high, and basically the toss is the third key for me. I try to keep it out a little bit to the right, not straight up, so I can either fool the guys with thinking that I'm either going to go and serve wide, I can serve down the tee, or I can serve body with the exact same toss.
Good lesson there on the serve. A little bit out to the right, and then you have all 3 options that he mentioned.
You giving him any shot against Andy Roddick tomorrow?
Of course he's got some shot, but do I predict a win? No, I don't. I think Andy's got a little too much game, a little bit too much firepower, and he's got basically confidence. For Andy Murray, this is for Marty Fish, this is a comeback attempt, because he's been out with injuries.
2 wrist surgeries, most recently.
But he is back and really played well. Took out Ivan Lubicic in the first round here. Andy Murray. Called him Andy Roddick a couple of times and apologized for that, but he... I guess Andy Roddick would like to have Andy Murray's backhand. Some of the backhands that you've seen from Murray, he showed you some of the statistics on winners off the backhand forehand side. Pretty even, actually. It's a balanced attack that Murray has used, flattening out that big ball on the short balls from Rafa Nadal. Murray's first serve percentage going down after that first set, but he seems to have picked it up here in the last few serve games.
A lot more errors from Andy Murray. More winners, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's calling the shots.
Well, but honestly, normally you just don't see those kind of error numbers from Andy Murray. He really took that crazy dip. And now he's righted himself again. Nadal's just going to have to move a lot better if he has a chance to win this match. I think he's just so thrown off by all the stuff coming off the racket of Murray that he's just not moving the way he needs to. He's not reacting. He's not quite sure where to be on the court against this guy. He's afraid he's going to get dragged in. He's afraid of pace. He's afraid of no pace. Good time to go for that, but maybe Andy Murray just wanted to hit one really hard. I think every now and then you want to get your stroke back if you're him. This guy likes to normally stay back behind the baseline, but he's been drop shotted so much. He doesn't know where to be. And Murray keeps moving along. It's been very frustrating for Nadal, especially this move that Murray's. Now everyone knows that Andy Murray drop shots a lot. But tonight, he just keeps, again, going into the short court on the backhand side of Nadal. We've seen it again and again. And it works on a number of levels. First of all, Murray is winning a lot of those points, but also it's taking away Nadal's comfortable court positioning. Because he's got to be afraid, he's got to be out on the lookout for that. So then if he steps in a little bit closer to where he normally wants to be, Murray shoots in pace and length of shot.
Good analysis. That's exactly what's happening here from where I sit.
This one came back in a hurry. The first time Andy Murray has ever faced the Nadal serve, and he seems to like it. That high lefty kicker bothers a lot of other people. They don't quite get a grip on it. Murray goes after it early.
Now, Mary, if you've got, if your better shot is the two-handed backhand of the right-handers, not a bad thing to have the lefty, because their shot, their serve will generally want to go into that wing. So it sort of plays into his strength. Love 30.
One more shot. I just think that Nadal's best chance for something good to happen is, you know, it looked like Uncle Tony was telling him to get up his energy. I think it's got to happen with his feet more than his swings.
That's too tough. Ran around that backhand side and gets Murray on the defense. which he has not been able to do much of.
It's a good sign when Nadal is running around and trying to create forehands for himself.
$108 apiece. Great serve by Nadal, and he wins the game. Serena Williams, 9 o'clock tonight. Live coverage, ESPN2. Andy Roddick and Marty Fish to follow that match.
He likes those wide serves, doesn't he?
Yeah, he likes them, and it's a really, really good play. And Brad said he was going to hit a lot of serves with the forehand side.
But even on the deuce court, he gets them. He gets them wide and deep. So very hard to attack.
Well, that's the point, is that it's really hard to attack. For the righty, look at those serves. The serve pattern from Murray's. I mean, he has moved it around that box very well. And for the most part, if you find other players and you're looking at the same stat, they're going in the backhand side really for the most part. But Murray is making him guess every time. Does it again. Serving much better now too, Murray. Much better. Rafa Nadal when we come back to Laver Arena. Laver Arena, it's way past midnight here in Melbourne at this Australian Open, round of 16. We've got 7 quarterfinalists, and we're waiting for the winner of this match to see who's going to slot themselves into the quarterfinal opposite Fernando Gonzalez. In the same section, the same half, with Davydenko of Russia, the number 3 seed, and Tommy Haas. Top section has Roddick, Fish, Robredo, Federer.
Nadal tried to hit the shot that's to Murray that's been driving him crazy all night. If Murray was on it. A short one to Murray's backhand. And he had plenty of time to just drift that one by.
That is such a good return of serve. Gee, and then unleashes on the forehand side there, flattens it out, and hits that one deep too. Nadal looked at him after the last point and as if to say, are you really that good, or are you just having a good night?
He's that good. These two have never played, but he has played against Andy Murray and beaten just about everybody.
It's out. You know that Nadal is feeling some pressure when he misses a forehand with all the spin that he's got. A shot that he's going to make 9 times out of 10. Break points. I tell you, that guy, chair ump, was, at least the lines person, was signaling good and then hesitated and then said, no, it's wide. Ooh, that was close. Let's see. You should have challenged. It was good. Break points saved by Nadal. Gee, that was a good return again. Murray is, I mean, his game is so interesting. It's fascinating to watch. It's such great hands.
That's the match he was hoping for right there. He was hoping he would play a whole bunch of rallies just like this. Something to hit, something to sit up and hit. Something to give him a little bit of rhythm.
He just cannot find a way that time. Nadal bangs a big one right at Andy Murray, but he was there waiting for it. Break point again in this game. He missed it. Fabulous point again, and a break point, no less. Drop shot worked for Nadal this time. Watch.
Big hand from these people. Again, it's coming up on 1 in the morning. And so many people have stayed around to watch this, to see who is going to figure out a way to win this match and move into the quarterfinal. Nadal confused and frustrated, but still trying to figure out what to do.
Amazing that the guy with this kind of racket head control can miss a backhand by that much. I mean, you can figure he's going to miss it, 2 or 3 feet sometimes. But that thing, I don't think it's come down yet. Good close by Nadal. Got it out wide. One-hander from the right-hander, and it stood up. Andy Murray had 4 chances to break.
Talk about the fact that these two have never played, but Murray has already beaten Roddick, Federer, Ljubicic, Davydenko, Robredo, who's still in and plays Federer tomorrow night. He's complaining, Murray, that he doesn't want to burn one of his challenges. He wants a chair to overrule. Well, guess what? The chair umpires don't like overruling with this system. It's on you, kid.
Solid.
You have to hit the shot on the run and then make the judgment that the call was correct within a couple of centimeters. It's quite a big ask for the players.
Tough, really tough. He's serving well now, Murray.
And as soon as he knows that he's served well, he gets in so close, doesn't he? Because he knows when Rafael Nadal has to slice off that backhand, it's going to drift. It's going to sit up.
And an ace gives him game point. Nadal says, I had enough of this. I want to take it to you any which way, but that's not going to work for him. He's going to have to just make Murray earn it. Australian Open presented by Franklin Templeton Investments continues, and Andy Murray, Great Britain, he's a Scot, playing Rafa Nadal. He's up 3-2. First set in tiebreak. Second set he led 4-1, then lost the set, didn't win another game. Down in the third, comes back and wins it. 2-1 in sets to Murray and 3-2 in games. 15 love. That was pretty tame from Nadal. I think he said patience.
I think it's what he tells himself more than anything. Here's a guy who's thinking 3-4 steps ahead. So when he goes for something too quickly and he's not in the right position, it drives him crazy. Now, I've heard him. I've watched matches with him where he says, "Stop rushing. You're rushing. Wait." It's so nice in this age of tennis, Cliff, where we've seen so many matches where they're just banging the ball. There's just not the, there's no variety. There's no. Sometimes there doesn't even seem to be any cognitive thinking out there. And this guy gets aggravated when he moves the wrong chess piece. Moves it too quickly.
That was a foot fault, I think, on this second serve. And that didn't qualify as a foot fault. Center line foot fault, excuse me. Game point. Stop to challenge that call on the baseline. He thinks now that it was long, but you got to stop play, and if you want to challenge, you got to do it right then. Decided against it, and Nadal wins the game, 3-3. It's good anyway. Okay. Plenty of time that time for Nadal.
Nice movement from Nadal here. He had to cover an awful lot of court, and he's willing to now. I think he really does know he's got to step it up a little bit. Get alert to this kid's moves. Anticipate them. More energy in those legs.
I feel that Nadal normally would be really hitting that backhand that you just saw from him. That time he tried to steer it down there. That ball was virtually on the line, or I think it was on the line, on the baseline, that approach from Andy Murray. Another look.
Nadal trying to Murray Andy with this one. Yeah, it looks like it just stayed inside the court.
30-15.
That's the Murray. That's what we're going to call that from now on. That short one to the backhand side. Andy uses timing again and has done him so much good. Murray maneuver.
I might suggest that you're going to see others trying to hit that ball, see if they can get away with it.
Trying to Murray Nadal?
Yeah.
Do you know how many guys and women at the Australian Open are watching this? They're staying up and watching this one tonight, Cliff, because here it's 1 in the morning. Nothing's been decided. This is one of those matches that everybody wants to figure out, to watch.
And it has lived up to its billing.
It has. Good numbers from both guys. Deep in this fourth. Nice. On it.
Break point for Nadal. They may be here for a little longer, too. Nadal can convert here at 3-3.
That's a challenge.
Pretty
Nadal challenging the call on the left.
Pretty confident on this call, Nadal. He did not hesitate. But it clipped it. Whew. That's close.
Rafa Nadal has one challenge left.
Gee, that is a good approach. That's some, I would have thought, really dangerous play. That slice, because, you know, he's a two-hander basically. But he's got really good control of that shot. Really good. And he comes in. And Nadal is not hitting that pass. He's trying to guide it. He's surprised.
Yeah, Andy's coming in a lot, Cliff. You know,
lot.
at Wimbledon last year, Nadal, who got to the final against, Nadal was into the net more than Federer. Well, he doesn't face this kind of tennis.
Deuce.
Nadal's been in 40 times, most of the time not on his own terms. Andy Murray's been in 66 times, and he's effective more than 70% of the time. How many other guys are willing to come into net as much as this? You know, think about it.
Oh, but it's not only that. When he comes in, as you said, the effectiveness number is really good, but he's sometimes coming in not behind a clean winner. He's just coming in thinking that he can put the volley away too. It's really interesting and nice to watch. This is a huge moment. Break point. And break the serve to Nadal in the fourth set. Down 2-1. Players will change ends. Nadal will serve at 4-3 when we come back to Rod Laver Arena. Games to 3 for Nadal. Down 2-1. He's just got the break on Andy Murray. First set down to a tie break, won easily by Murray. Played a really good tie break. Lost the second set after getting out to a 4-1 lead, and in the third set down the break and came back and won that one. Murray up 2-1. Neither one of these two can afford any kind of a letdown. Been on court for 3 hours and, well over 3 hours. missed it. Gee, that could have been a really big miss, too.
Yeah, Nadal knew to duck. Knew to let this one ride.
That was a gimme passing shot.
It was, wasn't it? Just a bit too anxious, Murray.
Nadal holds 5-3.
And that's what Nadal wants. That kind of tennis, when he had that nice little run against Andy Murray and just in that last game, he's pushed back Murray. He's got him way behind the baseline where he's a lot less effective, where Nadal feels comfortable giving the ball a real rip, muscling it around. And now fitness really does become an issue.
Yeah. Rafa Nadal is not going away anytime soon. We'll see. But I'm thinking ahead also for the, the man who's waiting for the winner of this. Very happy about the fact that
Fernando Gonzalez was hoping for a long 5-setter.
Exactly. That one is an overrule by the chair umpire. He's going to challenge this one. This was an overrule, and the overrule was correct. It was long. Murray loses the point. 15-30.
Serving and volleying.
Oh! Nadal got there, clips the tape, and it landed barely in, but he really ripped that pass. Set point coming up.
That's a good return of a serve and volley. It's something that Murray's been forcing Nadal to do, change his returns.
Murray had 5 chances to break in that set, failed. Nadal wins the set behind a couple of breaks. It's 2 sets apiece. Nadal to serve in set 5 when we come back. Set 5 underway.
Oh, awesome stuff here. 5 sets now of move and counter move. Both of these players bringing different styles, mentalities, body language to the court. Just fantastic. It all comes down to Murray's feet if he can get himself set up to strike those big balls.
Luke, isn't it nice to see someone volleying? This is
absolutely, and you know, just changing up these tactics. As Nadal is on his heels at times, he's having to run up to the net. It comes down to what Murray really wants to do with the tennis ball, and can he execute it?
That's a great point from Murray. Banging that two-handed down time after time after time. Nadal getting them back. And then this. It's one of his last 4 5-set matches. As fit and strong as he is. No wonder. Amazing. That's really, he puts his mind to it. Andy Murray can do just about anything. That's called wide. Close. Oof. He just explodes into that ball. That's just really, really strong play. I mean, he's seeing the ball like a soccer ball at the moment, Andy Murray. You just wonder whether he's going to be able to keep the mind together long enough. The energy level.
And it requires an agile mind to play this brand of tennis, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, they've been on the court now almost 3 hours and 20 minutes. It's almost 1:30 in the morning.
I don't often see a mishit from Andy Murray. He hits the ball so cleanly.
Again, this is the first time he's ever faced the top spinning lefty Nadal's game in a match. Nobody quite hits the ball like this Spaniard. He's been taking that ball so early throughout this match. Stopping it before it spins out all the way. He's got to keep doing that. His body language now is negative. He's frustrated because he's missed a couple.
That's too tough from Nadal as he wins the first game of the fifth. Let's hear from Gonzalez when he was asked about his next opponent, which will be one of these two.
I have a tough match. I mean, I played with Rafael last year. With Andy, I lost to him in the US Open last time, but now we're in quarterfinals, so you have more matches winning and you have more confidence. And they have a really tough match tonight. They're going to play very long, and I hope that they can run a lot.
They're going to play very long, no kidding. Even if it had been a straight set match, it would have been 3 hours. These boys are playing about an hour a set. Just under that, but he's got his wish if he wanted a long set. One apiece between Gonzalez and Murray, and Gonzalez leading Nadal 2-1 in the head-to-head. Beautiful two-hander down the line from Murray on the line, but Nadal, watch this shot again. Look at this.
Nice body language at the 3:23 mark from Rafa Nadal. And this was one of the concerns Brad Gilbert had when he took on Murray, was that his body kind of, he kind of petered out in a lot of matches. He had some cramping issues in the beginning of his career, so Brad has put him on a really tough work regimen. A trainer, a buddy of his from the NFL, and then he worked with Michael Johnson, sprinter. She said it was incredibly difficult. Tennis is a game of sprints. One after another of varying length, side to side, up and back.
Yeah, he said it wasn't any fun, but eventually he got used to it. And they need that right now. 30-all. 2 sets apiece.
Oh,
he
yeah.
got it. Great point.
How much better are those numbers from Nadal in these last 2 sets?
How important are those numbers? This is the second serve at break point. That is too tough. Nadal breaks. And he's got 2 games to love. He's beginning to run around that backhand side now. Amazing energy from the Raging Bull.
This kid Murray has thrown everything at Nadal. I mean, he's had to process so much data in the last 3.5 hours. And finally, it seems he's gotten a hold of this.
Cannot play the point much better than Andy Murray played that one. Great approach. Look at this. But if you give Nadal a look at the pass, and he was there in plenty of time, still that's a great passing shot. It really is.
Oh, he's ready for anything at this now.
Yep.
He's ready for he knows anything can come at him.
Oh, baby. She changed direction with that forehand. He was going cross court, and then this.
How do you defend against this?
You don't. You've got to just say, too good. See, that's the kind of shot that keeps Nadal honest in terms of running around his backhand side, because if you're going into the forehand as much as Andy Murray is, great points. He'll be there, and that one he'll put away. Andy Murray has got to be real careful about that drop shot into the backhand side now.
He knew that he had hit an out ball. He made a volley here that I really thought this shot was going to be landing wide. He played that one, and he was outside the court, and he got in trouble for it. He was covering that shot, and he knows it. And he somehow got to let it go because he can get back on serve with this point.
Great point. That's out of reach. Double bounce. Deuce.
Look who's coming up with the field all of a sudden. Look who's throwing it back at Murray. You never defend against this when you're playing Nadal. He doesn't do this much. And he wants to rip the cover off the ball. Now he's smiling over at Tony. How was that change-up? A couple of break points saved.
That's tough.
Look at that. He's still in this thing. He is really in it 100%. If that reaction is any indication, watch this again. Break point. Look at that. He's had 9 chances in set 4 and 5. 9 chances to break, 0 conversions. No, he missed that. Got to be saying to himself, I just hit 5 winners. Nadal just runs them all down. That is long, and Rafael Nadal stays in front. Break a serve. 3 games to love Nadal. Let's take a look at these two here, because this was huge for Andy Murray. Chance to break. Now that one was going wide. Clearly you could see it there. And Andy played it.
Of all the shots, if he loses this match, of all the shots he struck tonight, he might have to remember that one more than any. 0 for 10 he ended up being now in the last couple of sets when he had breakpoint chance.
So Nadal, after all, leads 3 games to love in the 5th. All the chances that Andy Murray has had, and you've just identified them, 10 of them, and he hasn't been able to break. This match is not over unless Nadal gets the break here. You know that he is going to be given it everything he's got to get the break.
And Andy's been screaming at himself for not using his head in the last 5 minutes.
Boy, that is well played. hold it together like that with Nadal hitting screaming passing shots at you like this. That's one. And another one. 30-15. Getting him a little deeper now. In fact, a lot deeper for Nadal, and that makes a huge difference. This allows Murray from controlling the points like he has basically all night. Break point, second serve.
Here it is again.
That is a two-line ball.
That's just...
Landing the challenge call from the right baseline, ball of total.
Well, as you already know, the ball was good, so...
It was great. That ball was great.
Break point.
It's for 4-love.
Too tough, and Nadal has broken again. 4-love in the third set.
Tremendous problem solving by Rafa Nadal. He really didn't know where to defend the court against Murray for the first couple of sets, but in this fifth set, he's moving better, much more explosively, and it's really helping him to dictate so many of these rallies. He's got much surer footing about how to play this kid after tonight, too.
Well, that was... I'm thinking the point is over. Terrific stuff by Andy Murray. Love 15.
You better be willing to run this hard against Andy Murray. He's gonna take you in every part of the court, facing every kind of shot.
Great serve. Slider out wide.
90%. Nothing.
It's long. 30-15.
He's thinking of his missed opportunities, you figure?
Yes.
I mean, just this. Yeah, he had some real looks.
Yeah, all those break chances that he's had in the last 2 sets. But Rafael Nadal has become a great champion, and he has just stayed the course all night, all 3 hours and nearly, what's that, 45 minutes worth. So Nadal has a 5-game-to-love lead in set 5. This round of 16 match at the Australian Open, it has been absorbing.
ESPN2's presentation of the Australian Open, brought to you by John Hancock. The future is yours. And Aleve. Share your good news at AleveGoodNews.com.
It is closing in on 1:45 in the evening here in Melbourne, as Andy Murray is the number 15 seed. He's not taken his opportunities when presented to them here tonight in these last 2 sets. He won the first set in the tiebreak, brilliant tiebreak. Second set he was up 4-1. At that point it looked like this was going to be Andy Murray's night, but Nadal came back, won the second set without losing another game. Then Andy Murray came back and won the third, lost the fourth, down 5-love.
Andy Murray says that Brad's style of coaching is very laid back. They don't sit down with charts and videos and stuff. Well, they watch a lot of matches together. And he said Brad will just bring stuff up. He says he's always very positive, but it'll be interesting to see when he calms down what Brad will say about this. About that crazy lapse in the second set, and about this blowout fifth set.
I said earlier that Nadal has learnt about Andy Murray's game. Well, the opposite I think is true as well. Murray's learned a lot from tonight. And that essentially, from where I sit anyway, the game plan was perfect. The execution for just those lapses. Second set. That's what did the damage. To Rafa Nadal, so he's walking just as quickly and as easily as he was in the first point of this match. He's so fit. Round of 16 here at the Australian Open. One spot left in the quarterfinal. Andy Murray and Rafael Nadal have battled for nearly 4 hours to try to fill that spot in the draw. Nadal, losing the first set in the tiebreak, came back from 4-1 in the second set to win it. Lost the third set, won the fourth, and now he's at 5-1 serving for the match in the fifth. It's the story of a Scot or a Brit versus a Spaniard. Two guys about the same age, but one a star already, the other one a pretender. Showing tonight just how close he is.
He knows how to play pretend. And I really like that Andy Murray getting a little punchy in the stand. Andy Murray's been to the net more than any guy in the draw. More than Roddick, who's done it a lot more than he normally does. More than Federer, Gonzalez, anybody. Boy, does that make me happy.
Yeah, count me among those two, because everybody trying to chase Roger Federer, you can't beat him from staying back, by staying back.
Well, Nadal does.
Except Nadal on clay. Match points.
Thank you. Please. Thank you.
There's a lesson from to be learned from this match. For Andy Murray, it's that he's got to keep his intensity level up.